Start singing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Xmas Your Enthusiasm. Today we're going to be talking about the Smiley Face from Season 8, Episode 3 of Season 8. Debuted on July 31st, 2011. Again, I don't know why the fuck I feel the need to tell you people that. And a reminder before we get started, this is not a review of the show or the episode. I'm just keeping score of Larry's transgressions, big or small. Keeping track. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses. Keeping a running track to see in the end, is Larry really that big of an asshole that we all think he is or not? Okay, and currently his record to date for this first season is 34-35. Again, just like last episode or two. Kind of surprised he's this close to 500. We'll see if he keeps it up. Anyway, so the Smiley Face. Couple things going on this episode. Larry's dating the hostess at his favorite restaurant. Of course, she's like a third of his age and smoking hot. But he's obsessed with becoming the first person to ever shit where he eats. He's gonna enjoy eating at the restaurant and banging her until they break up, which he's very cool about. And he's like, and then I'm going to come and eat where I shat. So, okay, great. That's the big thing. And then there's Harry Hamlin comes in as Dog, sharing an office in Larry's building. He's a fucking lunatic, turns out. And the other big thing is Larry's assistant, Antoinette, has been out of the office because her dad is dying. So anyway, so let's get started. Well, first of all, before we get started, I did just come back from Wegmans, of course, downstairs. And I had the most stressful fucking walk from the elevator to the Wegmans. I'm always got between my work building and where I live building, these long fucking hallways where, it depends on how fast you're going and they're going. You don't want to walk alongside them. I mean, they're strange. So, yeah, get off the elevator right behind this woman. She's going to Wegmans. I'm going to Wegmans. And, at first I dick around. I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, oh, I'll let her get way ahead. And then I don't have to worry about, so I just dick around on my phone. I look up 20 minutes later and she's still fucking 10 feet away in front of me. So I'm like, God damn it. So yeah, then I'm doing that thing where I'm trying to act, I'm I'm more like 6, 7, 8 feet behind her. I'm like, should I try to pass her? But then, I don't want to be a freak, sprinting past her. But, I'm in kind of lockstep with her. And at this point, she's probably like, who's this big motherfucker just breathing down my neck? But I'm at that point where I can't go by her. This is just like I said a couple weeks ago about getting off the fucking metro. If I go by her, I'm just look like a freak. And then in the end, even if I do pass her, then I have to worry about, am I far enough ahead? I don't have to hold the door, or is she going to be close enough where it's perfectly natural for me to hold the door? Happy to do, ladies. Or is it in that middle no man's land where you freak and you kind of freeze? You're like, she's too far out to hold it. Then I'm just standing here holding it and I look like an idiot. It just feels unnatural or whatever. So I just kind of try to lapse into some semi-normal rhythm behind her without being too fast or slow while trying to set out my Jedi mind tricks that, hey, I'm not trying to fucking mug you in the fucking Wegmans on the way to Wegmans. So anyway, the last possible second, if this walk down the hallway to Wegmans had lasted another 10 fucking seconds, one of us would have snapped. She would have snapped, get the fuck up, we got to the door just in time and she held the door for me. Beautiful. So, that was too fucking stressful. All right, let's get into the episode itself. First thing is we get the situation where Larry's assistant Antoinette, who I think in the beginning of the show was on more often, but then she disappeared for 5 years, and now I guess Larry needs her for this, so all of a sudden she's back. Her dad's dying, so she took time off work to go be with him, and Larry's upset because he doesn't have an assistant at his office to help him. Now, she is being ridiculous because she's already been gone 3 weeks. I've never heard of anybody being let off work for 3 weeks to go sit by their parent, who later in the episode, he's fine enough to sit and chat on the phone with Larry, her father. So it's not even like, is he dying? Now he does eventually. Spoiler alert. But hey, don't we all? But anyway, so I mean, he's overly. I don't know anybody who can do that. Now you could say, look, does Larry David need an assistant for whatever bullshit he's pretending to do on a daily basis, other than getting out of the house, which I get. I mean, come on now. The answer is no, he probably doesn't. But let's give Larry credit here. He's been super generous with her, letting her stay away. I mean, I assume she's getting paid. He's still paying her because, who can afford that? You're an assistant. You're not taking 3 weeks to go sail around the world or whatever. So I'm giving Larry the win there. Very generous. A little side note, this isn't a transgression, but we meet Dog, played brilliantly by Harry Hamlin. I mean, he's just a fucking psychopath. He's hilarious. But I hate the whole rhythm they get going throughout the episode of, because Dog's like, hey, can I have a cabinet? And Larry's like, no problem. And everybody gets upset. You don't give up a cabinet? I hate when shows do this thing that never happens in real life, where everybody knows this policy. We're all supposed to know this policy, and it's always that rhythm, Give up a cabinet. You can't give up a cabinet. You can't give up a cabinet. You don't give up a cabinet. It goes on and on. Jesus fucking Christ. That's why I can't watch Coupling, the show that's a shitty Friends ripoff that they tried to rip off of to make an American version here. Can't watch that because it's constant. Everybody has these policies about everything. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I don't know why I got sidetracked by that. Dog's a nightmare throughout the episode, but he's a great character to watch. Next transgression. Ugh. Larry versus Smiley Face is on text. Come on, Larry, lighten the fuck up. Of course, I need an intervention. I cannot get through a text. I cannot send somebody a text without an emoji, because I just assume I could tell them, hey, I've got a check for you for $1 million for no reason, and I'll hesitate to send it, and then I'll do an emoji, because otherwise I think if somebody gets it, even news like that, they'd be like, who the fuck does this asshole think he is? Whereas if I could do a little smiley, they're like, oh, okay, Woo, all right. But lighten up, Larry. Fuck that. That's a loss. You should be lucky anyone's sending you fucking smiley faces, much less this hot hostess that you're for some reason banging. So 1-1 for the episode. Next up, Larry versus Hugging. This guy comes in that is, the best friend of everybody that we've never seen and, we'll never see again. He's a hugger, and Larry fights it. In his defense, like I said, we've never seen this fucking person before and never will. So why would I don't know? I don't remember Larry hugging Cheryl, much less this motherfucker. But fuck you, Larry. I'm a hugger. So you lose that one. 1-2 for the episode. Next one. This is a little tricky, but I'm giving Jeff a win over Larry. Jeff's great. Because this guy, the hugger, turns around, he invites Larry and Jeff to some bullshit dinner party or something. And Jeff's excuse to get out of it is, oh, Susie and I aren't getting along, which is such a great bullshit, nebulous. Like, how do you don't want to ask because you don't want details, you don't want to, and it's just generically vague enough. You're like, oh, okay. I'm kind of interested in Larry lost, because how could the king of bullshitting let himself get out bullshitted by Jeff? I mean, come on. Brilliant line. Great. I mean, capped off to Jeff. I mean, Susan and I aren't getting along. Oh, no, he said Susan and I aren't getting along great, which is even better, because anybody could say at any time, aren't getting along great. And he got out of this bullshit. One reason, if not the only reason, I regret not ever having a wife and children is not being able to use them to get out of shit. I mean, nothing's a better get out of shit free card than your kids. Either, the bullshit kid is sick, or the old ball and chain, the old bag is driving me crazy. That's the only reason I regret not having a family. So Larry loses that one by virtue of Jeff's rare greatness here. So 1-3 for the episode. Next up, Larry and this hot girl who I think is an eighth of his fucking age are hooking up on the couch and getting ready to go at it. And this is when Larry decides to bring up the $60. Like, what the fuck? Larry, you should just be on your knees thanking God among other things. Forget this $60, Larry. But throw her one of your fucking shrimp boats. It's insane. Larry, he loses that one. 1-4. Now the niece comes in, and she just starts chatting away. And instead of just kind of waiting a minute, like, all right, this niece is going to get bored talking to her old fucking ass aunt and bounce. But Larry's got to confront her. Why, you see we're making out. Why you got to bother us? It's like, all right, I'm going to go with Larry on this one. He's right. Like, read the fucking room. Like, there are two adults making out on the couch. Why wouldn't you just feel weird and try to disappear instead of just start in with a fucking chit chat? So I got to give Larry the one. I mean, but then it's also weird because then the girl who do they even say her name? Now that I'm thinking about it, Larry's girlfriend. She just stops the kissing and gets up and says, "That was fun," and then that's that. It's like they just, an episode of the Wonder Years just ended, and then it's like, well, that's that. That's nice. Like, I've never had a hookup end that way, and I've had some end badly. Well, otherwise they wouldn't end. But I've never had that. Wow, that was fun. Let's just stop. Anyway, Larry wins that one. But I'd almost want to ding Larry because, again, he makes this fucking joke about chit chat during sex. He just did it. He's done it at least once just since we've been doing this, maybe twice. And it was original fucking Seinfeld bit anyway. It's another fucking, I got to start keeping a category of shit he ripped off Seinfeld, which I know is ripping off himself, but now he's ripping shit off within the fucking show of shit he ripped off from Seinfeld. I don't know. My brain just called a fucking Uber. I'm out. Anyway, another run-in with Dog. Now Larry sees, oh shit, Dog's taking over all the cabinets. Dog comes in, they yell at each other. Dog is just fucking crazy. I love it. I mean, these fucking cabinets. So far, all we know is there's Dog. That's all he has in his office. And these cabinets are stuffed to the fucking gills. I mean, how many people does this motherfucker gonna have? Is he shooting the fucking reboot of Ben-Hur? Like, who the fuck? I love Dog. I mean, God. But Dog can't win this argument. He's insane. Larry wins. So now he's up 3-4. But now that I'm reminded of back to the Antoinette thing, his assistant, Larry's all lost in the sea of work but stacking up on his desk. He can't get a fucking temp assistant. Like, there's none of those in LA. Like, really? I would think the mecca of places to go if you want to be if you're a temporary assistant, whatever, you'd be in LA. Like, why can't Larry just fucking get one of those? For all this fucking work, this fucking, you got him snowed under. Yeah, the Seinfeld checks piling up. Thank you, Jerry. Anyway. And we get yet another this is 2 in a row. The person's voice goes up, so they're lying thing. This is another thing we just fucking talked about a couple episodes ago. And which was originally a fucking Seinfeld bit anyway. This is double stealing. What the fuck? How many times are you going to do the fucking voice goes up, they're lying thing? We get it. People's voice goes up, they're fucking lying. And whatever the other one was. Unfucking believable. All right. I want to get upset here. All right, next one. Larry versus Richard Lewis. Great to see Richard. I feel like we haven't seen a lot of him. And Richard just says what we're all fucking thinking. Larry, shut the fuck up about the $60. You should be grateful this incredible looking hot chick wants to see your naked ass. Ugh, just come on. I just realized the last episode, the Funkhauser one, Larry was obsessed with getting $50 back. And now this one, it's 60. If there's an episode about him obsessed about getting $70 back, I'd be surprised, but I really hope it comes next episode because that would really freak me the fuck out. Next up, the hugger comes up with his wife, and next thing he knows, he's like somehow pestering Larry into admitting that Jeff is having an affair. Who the fuck are these people? Shut the fuck. Like, you're not their buddies. Like, Larry's not gonna tell you. Larry spills no tea here, so fuck them. Not that there is anything to necessarily spill anyway, but who the fuck are these assholes? Larry wins 4-5 so far for the episode. Larry turns right back around from that win to a immediate loss. He's at the doctor's office, played by Michael Gross from of Family Ties fame, one of the all-time great supporting characters. He was the second funniest character on that show. Obviously, Alex P. Keaton. And Nick, if he had more screen time. But the father, Stephen Keaton, overlooked, underrated, great character. Hilarious. Anyway, he says he needs to give Larry a full body exam. Larry hasn't done it in 100 years or whatever. And Larry freaks out. He's like, oh, as long, not full body, why don't you look at me naked? I'm like, Larry, for fuck's sake. He gets paid to look at your shriveled, gross fucking dick. He's a doctor. He's seen it. He doesn't want to fucking look at you. Just let him, fucking A. Who do you think you are? Like, can't be letting everybody see that fucking porcelain body. That brittle porcelain body. Get the fuck out of here. Brittle porcelain Adonis. There we go. I got there eventually. Fuck you, Larry. Just get the fuck out of here. 4-6 Larry. Now another fucking dog scene. I love it. And Doug, at this point, you had to say, Larry's looking good. This will give Larry a third win, I think, just by Dog being the bigger asshole in the room. Like we always say, sometimes it pays to just not be the biggest asshole in the room. So Dog, once again, he's crazy. I love it. Also, why are there fucking boxes of Jell-O in these cabinets? Who the fuck is making Jell-O in an office? Why are there Jell-O boxes in these cabinets? Oh, I fucking love Dog. I love, the last thing we see is that he sealed the fucking door shut on Larry, the kitchen door. Love it. But Dog can't win these things. He's terrible. So now Larry's crawling back closer to 500 for the episode. He's at 5-6. Now Larry's back with his girlfriend, and she gets into it with him because she said her dad died 2 years ago and he didn't give any condolences. He's like, well, 2 years, the window was shut. Again, Larry's right. I do appreciate policies like that, actual societal policies, but again, why is he so cavalier about this whole thing anyway? This whole, like, I can't wait till she dumps me so I can eat where I shan't. I don't understand what he's fucking doing, Larry. You're just being an asshole. That's a loss, 5-7. And again, boom, confronts her about the money again, which again is just as ridiculous as the last time. 5-8 Larry. Now Larry comes back with an easy win. Now he's at the funeral for Antoinette's dad. And some stranger confronts him because now he's got the smiley face that his girlfriend, drew on his head with sunblock because he was being an asshole. A stranger confronts him about the smiley face at the funeral. It's like, you should leave or put on that. Who the fuck are you? Again, another big asshole in the room. Larry looked great. Larry just said nothing, made a little joke, and moved on. Larry wins 6-8. Fuck that guy. Last one, the doctor, Stephen Keaton. Sorry, Michael Gross, Stephen Keaton. Confronts Larry about lying, about him making him late for 45 minutes or whatever bullshit. And Larry just apologizes. To Larry's credit, he doesn't do any bullshit. To the point where you kind of want to give Larry credit, like he just acted like a grown-up. Like he just said, you know what, you're right, I'm sorry. You kind of want to give Larry credit there, but then you remember, oh, that's right, this isn't a fucking 8-year-old child, so calling you on your bullshit is still a loss. So that's it for the episode. Larry loses 6-9. That's going to drop him a little bit in the standings, but even bigger bullshit of all, though, no Leon at all in this episode. Are you fucking crazy? I've been calling out the last couple episodes of not getting enough Leon, and now we're not getting any Leon. I don't understand this at all. And I may need some advice, even though it's not like this is in real time, but I got to get this off my chest. So this girl lives on my floor. Her and her husband or boyfriend, I don't know who he is, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I ain't trying to hit that. You know what I'm saying? If I was, I wouldn't be here. What does that mean? Like she had me chained and she wouldn't allow me to podcast. Well, I am, Anyway, and they have these two big, I don't know if they're British bulldogs. These two big bulldogs are always fucking walking around. But then the last 2 or 3 times I've seen her, it's just her and one of the bulldogs. So my first thought was, oh shit, is the other one no longer with us? But then I was like, fuck, do I have to worry about the boyfriend or husband if they break up and like one of them they each got to pick a dog? Or like what do I like, how do you, like, I don't want to be like rubbing this one's belly and then have to be like, oh, where's Sammy? And it's like, oh, he's dead. I don't know. So now I gotta fucking, it's just gonna be like one of those things where I just have to pretend I never see it happening. Like the time 100 years ago when every Friday I'd take my paycheck to the bank and I started going to the same teller. She's just a sweet young girl. We got into a rhythm of, I would tell a joke and she would laugh and, yada, yada, yada. And we got a nice little, friend, thing going. And then all of a sudden I noticed one time, I'm like, is she pregnant? But I was like, I didn't want to ask, we're not that close. So I just pretended that every week or whatever, she'd get bigger and bigger. And I would just be like, I was paralyzed. I was just, shit, should I say? And I would just pretend I go in there and make my joke, blah, 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 make a joke, whatever. And then I just realized, all right, the window is closed. Now, it's obvious she's pregnant. I can't come out and ask. So then I had to just like go in, like the baby's falling out of her. And I'm smiling, I'm pretending, boom, she's got pictures up. She's got a framed picture of her and the fucking baby at the window. And I'm just pretending I never saw nothing. They'll know nothing because the fucking window's shut. Is that what this is going to be like? Anyway, if I have to go through another episode without Leon during a season that has Leon, I'm freaking the fuck out. But anyway, this has been the Smiley Face for Xmas Your Enthusiasm. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks a lot.